What's up? My name is Mark, but everybody calls me Metal Madness. You probably know me as the guy on JR Sport Brief who hates Canada. And if you're a person who watches my videos and subscribe to me or is a friend of mine on YouTube, you must have watched classics like Ask Hogan, the Hogan's Killing TNA trilogy, A Lesson in WWE, or the list of most overrated wrestlers. So if you've seen any of those videos, then there's no point in the introduction. But I just wanted to make a video on who suffers more in the basketball world. Knick fans or Cav fans? I'm going to start getting ahead after the intro. I know your dreams. Okay, after seeing another heartbreaking Knicks loss online, it made me wonder of who suffers more, Knicks fans or Cavs fans. So I'm going to start with my home team and favorite, the New York Knicks. After winning championships in the early 70s, we practically go AWOL. Then in 1985, we get the #1 overall draft pick in Patrick Ewing, a center from Georgetown University. Then finally go to the playoffs, which was a step in the right direction. And we started winning division titles, but sadly we get our asses beat by Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls, for 4 years running. Then the unthinkable happens. Michael Jordan retires, and Knicks fans feel like they have a championship coming to their city, and face the Jordanless but still very talented Chicago Bulls in a 7-game series. They finally head to the finals, but just as they were going to go home with both the Stanley Cup and the NBA Championship trophy, Hakeem Olajuwon tips Stark's game-winning shot. And the Rockets really had a difficult Game 6. And Game 7, Starks doesn't have a good game. Pat Riley, who was the coach around this time, refused to sit out Starks, who had a 2 out of 18 shooting performance over guys who can shoot very good. And at the end, it cost us our NBA championship to the fucking Houston Rockets. Then Hakeem says maybe New York will win it next year. But sadly, it doesn't happen. Patrick Ewing misses the finger roll shot and cost us our trip to the finals. And another shot to avenge our loss in the '94 finals. And to make things worse, Pat Riley immediately steps out to coach the Miami Heat. Eventually, Jeff Van Gundy comes in. We have a good season, sweep the Cavs, but get our asses beat by the Chicago Bulls again. It looks as we have a chance to defeat the Chicago Bulls. Even Michael Jordan speculated it, but sadly it never happened. We should have won the NBA championship in 1997, by the way. And we were just about to beat Miami and win the series. And the Knicks get into a fight, which Miami probably started on purpose! Got our best players suspended, and once again, our championship dreams are crushed again. The next year, Ewing gets injured, but we get some good players in Allen Houston and Larry Johnson. But sadly, we easily get our asses beat by the Pacers. Then in 1999, Jordan retires again, and we have a struggling season, but end up making the playoffs and being the first 8th seed to make the finals. But sadly, everybody got injured and ended getting our asses beat by the San Antonio Spurs. The 2000 season, our last good season, but end up losing the Eastern Conference Finals to the Indiana Pacers. And then we lose Patrick Ewing in a trade for Glenn Rice and a bunch of other jabronis. Stupidest trade ever. We have one more decent season. Then everything goes to the shitter after that, with Jeff Van Gundy resigning, Scott Layden and Isaiah Thomas fucking everything up. Then the summer of 2010, everybody wonders if LeBron James will go to the Knicks, but it ends up that he was actually stringing us along for a stupid game, only so he can fuck us over and join the Miami Heat. You know, the ones who screwed us over in the 97 playoffs. We do get Amari from Phoenix soon enough. We get Carmelo in a trade, probably James Dolan, the owner who made that. We end up losing Felton and Gallinari. Struggle. We soon get swept in the first rounds by Boston, and I don't know what's next for Knicks basketball. So, yeah. Knicks fans have been through a lot of heartbreakers, I gotta admit. Okay, next we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. They start out as an expansion team in 1970. You know, the year the New York Knicks won their first of 2 championships. So, 6 years later, they have a division title, but end up losing the playoffs. And things start to suck after that. Then in 1986, things change for the better, as they acquired Mark Price, Brad Daughtry, Larry Nance, and Ron Harper, a good enough team to make it to the playoffs. Soon enough, the infamous shot, one of Cleveland's worst moments, like the drive, the fumble, the move, and the decision. And it seems that the Cavs were going to be the team of the 90s. But sadly for them, it never happened. Just another decade of disappointment. But soon they got the number 1 draft pick in LeBron James. And soon enough, they're playoff contenders. And in 2007, they make it to the NBA Finals, but end up getting swept by the Spurs. 2008, they lose to Boston. 2009, they have the best record in the NBA, but end up losing the Eastern Conference Finals. And just like it was going to look like the Cavs are finally going to win a championship the next year after having another great record, once again, they lose after LeBron has a tough series, thus continuing the drought for Cleveland sports. And to make things even worse, LeBron decides to make his home team feel worse. He has a 1-hour special stringing everybody along for the ride that nobody had any idea what was going to go on. Not even the Cavs team or management or its fans was going to know what's going to happen. And just as it seemed like Cavs fans felt like LeBron was going to stay, he takes his talents to South Beach and joins the Miami Heat. And everybody in Cleveland is not happy about it for numerous reasons. After that, the season starts to go pretty bad. They go on a huge losing streak, but now they got the number 1 draft pick again and acquired Kyrie Irving, a point guard from Duke. Hopefully this is a step in the right direction for the Cavs, but let's see what happens for them. But sadly, they might not prove it with the lockout and all that. So yeah, Cavs fans suck. Didn't mean to say that, but really, I feel bad for Cleveland fans. I mean, they've suffered a lot as well. I really feel bad for them. Even if I laugh at their stupidity, I still feel they didn't deserve that. And if Miami won this championship this year, Cleveland will probably be swimming in their own tears. So that's all I have to talk to you about. Who do you think suffers more? Me, I believe Knick fans suffer so much that it caused them to be delusional. But I think Cleveland suffers more than New York, just not in basketball. And that's all I gotta say. Oh, and by the way, subscribe to my channel, cause I'm out.